Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a really fascinating idea about our future with AI. It's built on two quotes from the author Lifechanyuan, and at first they seem to contradict each other. He's basically saying that to find this big, open future, we have to first reject the way things are now. So how does pushing back on the present actually launch us forward? Let's get into it.
All right, so this is where we start with a pretty bold statement, right? A declaration of independence. This isn't about making a few little tweaks to the system we're in. It's about choosing to opt out. And that immediately makes you wonder, okay, what is this Civilization 2.0 that he's telling us to walk away from?
And then you get the other side of the coin. This isn't just about rebellion for the sake of it. There's a promise here. A promise that by stepping away from the old stuff, we find something new, something expansive. A path that isn't all narrow and crowded, but one that's just full of possibility.
Okay, so here's the big question, right? The real puzzle we have to solve. How on earth does resisting one system actually unlock a completely new one? It sounds kind of backwards. But stick with me, because these two ideas are connected in a really brilliant way.
Right, so before we can even talk about this big opportunity, we've got to get a handle on the obstacle. What exactly are we being encouraged to resist? Let's unpack this whole Civilization 2.0 idea.
So what's the deal with Civilization 2.0? Well, you can think of it like society's current operating system. It's all the rules, the written and the unwritten ones, about what a successful life or a successful career is supposed to look like. It's that default path, the one we're all kind of pushed onto.
And this stuff, it's not just abstract, is it? You can feel it. We're talking about that pressure to just climb the corporate ladder step by step, or that constant feeling that you have to compete with everyone around you. It's about measuring our success with job titles or social media likes instead of actual fulfillment. It's a system that, a lot of the time, wants you to fit in, not stand out.
Yeah, this lays out the choice perfectly. On one side, you have catering. That's just following the script, doing what's expected. But on the other side, not catering. That's where things get interesting. It's about asking why. It's about creating, not just conforming. It's a huge shift, really, from being a player in someone else's game to creating your own.
Okay, so we've got a pretty good picture of the old system. Now, let's switch gears and look at the promise, that wide and open path. Let's see what this new opportunity in the age of AI is all about.
And, a wide and open path, that's not just some nice-sounding phrase. It's meant to describe something completely different. We're not talking about a slightly better version of the old road. We're talking about a whole new landscape. It's about freedom, space, the room to actually build your own thing. But you have to ask, why now? I mean, people have been questioning the status quo forever, right? So what's so special about this moment, the AI era, that suddenly makes this path not just possible for a few rebels, but wide and open for a lot more of us? And here's how it works in 3 basic steps. First, AI starts automating the boring stuff, all those repetitive, rule-based tasks that made up so many of the old career paths. Then, second, that automation liberates us. It frees up our time and our brain power to focus on the uniquely human things: creativity, big-picture strategy, real empathy. And finally, number 3, AI helps us create. It literally gives us tools to build whole new fields, to explore ideas that just weren't possible under the old rules of Civilization 2.0.
All right, this is where it all clicks into place. We're going to connect the dots now between pushing back against the old system and grabbing hold of the new one. Because it turns out they're not two separate things at all. They're actually the same move.
And boom, here it is. This is the main takeaway. The only way to really tap into the full power of the AI era is to consciously step away from that Civilization 2.0 way of thinking. Why? Because the very skills that AI unleashes in us, things like creativity, originality, thinking outside the box, are the exact same skills that the old system of conformity often tried to stamp out.
This chart just makes it so clear, doesn't it? The old way, that was all about climbing a ladder that somebody else built for you. You competed using their rules, and if you won, you got a predictable but kind of limited prize. The new path, man, that's about building your own ladder. It's about using AI to make up new rules for a new game. And the outcome? Yeah, it's uncertain, but the potential, it's absolutely massive.
So this all leads us to a really powerful, and honestly, a very personal question. If this path really is wide and open, like Lifechanyuan says it is, then maybe the first real step into the AI era isn't about learning how to code or use a new tool. Maybe it's about unlearning an old way of thinking. It comes down to deciding for yourself, which rules of Civilization 2.0 are you going to stop following? The path is there. The choice is yours.